So guys, I just came here to give you guys this update. My brother is finally coming to Canada. I know I told you guys in my previous video that I really want my family to be here, like my little village, to live with us, as in maybe not generally in PEI but like in Canada. So my brother got his visa and is coming to Canada. And why this is very important for me to share is that I know that a lot of people have been denied like Canada visa recently and they've just been like losing hope. I want to tell you that if you put your documents correctly together and you put in all the things requested for you by the IRCC, that's the Canadian Immigration, you will get your visa. So quick backstory: my brother, we all went to Yabatek. I and my other two brothers, we're three. I come from a family of 5, so 3 children and my dad and my mom. So we all studied in Yabatek, and my brother finished his ND in 2021. He finished his ND and he was supposed to go back to go to his HND in 2022. And so in 2022 I said, okay, you know what, don't go back to go do your HND, is like because of the strike and all of that Nigerian factor you get. So I was like, don't go back, come to Ukraine and get a BSc. So he had said okay, and we had started the process for him to move to Ukraine. I had gotten his admission letter, had scheduled him to go to the embassy for February of 2022. And what happened? The war happened, so he couldn't go to the embassy. He reached out back to me. I was like, Steph, are you sure that I shouldn't get this HND form and just go for my HND? I was like, no, it's just war, it won't take time, you know. This has happened before, that the war will be like 1 month, 2 months. Even me that moved to Germany, I'm planning to go back to Ukraine. And so I just convinced him. I'm like, don't go back for your HND. And he didn't go back for his HND. And when he was going towards the end of the year, he was like, are you sure I shouldn't go back? I was like, no, maybe 2023 they'll reconcile and you come and do your BSc. And he didn't go. So in 2023 I moved to Canada. I actually wanted him to come to Germany that time, but it was impossible for him to do his ND, to come with his ND to come get a BSc in Germany. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to Canada in April of 2023 and I'll apply for you to come to Canada and join me. So in 2023 April I moved to Canada, and then I applied for him to come to Canada in May. Like immediately I entered, a month later I applied for his visa for him to come. And as of that time they were doing visitors to work permit. So the plan was that when he comes in, like my company was hiring at that time, so I was like, okay, you can just join me, we'll do this care work and we'll apply for our PR and all of that. So I applied for his visitors visa and he was denied in 2023. After like 4 or 5 months he was denied. I was like, I felt so bad. He felt so bad. He was like, are you sure I shouldn't go do this HND? I kept on saying no, don't do it, I'll reapply again for you. And then I didn't apply. I was like, let's give it time, 2024. And you know, something in me just felt bad. Like I was like, because I already promised him, he's the last born, I already promised him, I was like, you're going to have an international degree, you're going to get your BSc abroad and things like that. And so it just made me feel so bad that I didn't, like, I know it wasn't my fault, but it just made me feel like accountable to just like keep to my words that I said, you're going to study abroad, don't go, and don't go back to do your HND and all of that. So in 2024 again I applied again for a visitor visa for him. I was like, okay, maybe when you come here we're going to change it to work permit. Like I was just like being optimistic, and he was denied again. I was like, I just felt so bad. In September of 2024 I decided that, okay, you know what, let's apply for a study visa, since it's actually school that I said you're going to go school, so just go school. So I applied for an admission. Hi. So I applied for the admission for him to come to my province, Holland College, and come study here. And I applied for it in September, October. We didn't hear nothing. November I went back home. He asked me, he was like, Steph, what's going on? I know you already applied for this school, are they saying anything? I was like, they haven't said anything yet, but I'm being optimistic that you would still come to Canada. December, nothing. I came back to Canada. He was like, are you sure I shouldn't just go back to do my HND? I was like, no, you're coming to Canada, don't worry. January, I said the same thing. February, like, he called me. I was like, okay. In February, I was now considering. I was like, okay, you know what, maybe, like, I spoke to my other brother in Germany, and it was like, oh, Stephanie, it's already like 2 years, going to 3 years already. You already told him not to go do his HND. Maybe we should consider him going to a private university in Nigeria. So we're considering him going to a private university. But one part of me, I just felt so bad. I was like, no, this is not what I said to him. And that I said that he was going to come abroad to study, and I really want him to come abroad to study. And my parents were like, if it's not happening, maybe we should look at other pathways. Maybe you should go do private university. And you know, in as much as all this was happening, he already had his IELTS, he was in the express entry pool, nothing was actually happening, you know, nothing was happening for him. And I just felt so bad. I was like, he already has his IELTS, he has 8.5 in listening, band 8 in reading, he aced his IELTS. I was like, what's happening? Because I was like, he has a family member in Canada, but the score wasn't so high, you know, because it doesn't have like a HND or a BSc. So I was just feeling so bad the whole time. I was like, okay, you know what, let's wait for the Holland College admission. And so we're waiting for the Holland College admission. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, I got a mail from Holland College that he's been waitlisted and that the seat has been filled up, that if anything changes, they'll get back to him. I just felt so bad. I was like, what is going on? Like, it just seems like for every time that I try to like figure something out, something just happened. I was just feeling bad. I was just being optimistic. I was still praying to God. I was like, God, you know, this was my goal in 2022. It didn't happen. I wrote it down as part of my New Year goals for 2023. I wrote it down as part of my New Year goals for 2024. I still wrote it down as part of my New Year goals for 2025. And I remember vividly, if I remember, it's on she's talking, go sit down. And I remember vividly that in church 3 or 4 weeks ago, I also wrote it down. Like, pastor had said we should write down all what we wanted the Lord to do for us in this month of May. And then I'd written it down. The number one thing I wrote down was my brother's visa for him to come study in Canada. That was the number one thing I wrote down. Okay, let me not go ahead. Let me just say, so in March, they waitlisted him for the school, and I just felt so like, I was feeling so bad. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was just on my computer. I was researching and everything. And then I seen a school in Toronto, and I was like, maybe I should explore other provinces, because my province is only UPI and Holland College and a French college as well. So I was like, you know what? Let me explore other provinces. And so I explored Ontario. And I seen a school there, and I applied for the school. And in 24 hours, the admission letter just came out. I was like, in 24 hours. And you know the funny thing, when I applied for the admission, they had like an admission waiver. You didn't pay for it. So at the point of like payment, I got my my credit card to pay for it. And then I had seen that it was discounted and it was free. I didn't have to pay. There was a waiver on it, on the application fee. There was a waiver on the application fee. So I didn't pay for it. So I was like, this thing is free. So I just applied for it. I didn't even think too much of it. 24 hours later, they reached out back to me. Were like, they will need his NECO scratch cards to verify the results. Immediately I uploaded it. The admission letter just dropped on the OCAS portal, OCAS portal. That's the portal they use, and the admission letter just dropped. I was like, okay, now it's to apply for a study permit. So I didn't apply for the study permit because we needed a lot of documents and everything. So we applied for the study permit May 27, and June 13th, admission letter, the approval study permit just dropped. And I was just so grateful to God. I was like, I know that God did it. Like, it was God. 100% it was God. So this is just me saying here that I know people have been saying that, oh, I've been denied Canadian visa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Canada is not taking people anymore. But I've seen people that have been denied 3, 4, 5 times, and they still got it at the 6th time. So this is just me saying that sometimes when I look at the application, the first one and the second one, I can see where we made mistakes and didn't put the right documents. And for this last application, I can see the difference in the application, the documents we provided, everything, I being his sponsor and everything, like putting my business documents, putting affidavit, like notarizing the affidavit from here, doing a wire transfer. I didn't do all of these things in the previous application, and I wished I did, because if I did, he would have like been in Canada, studied, maybe gotten a job now, gotten his PR. But it's never too late. Isaiah 60 verse 22 says, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So I believe that now is the right time, and the Lord has made it happen. My brother is coming to Canada, my mom is coming to Canada, and I'm super excited. I'm super grateful. You'll see more vlogs, you'll see more videos, and I'll keep you guys updated. Bye.